In the spring of 2008, I had rediscovered backyard wrestling. The very first backyard wrestling event I ever saw was this one right here. UCW Honor Survives. At this event, I was inspired by three men: Marcus Centofonte, Robbie Roberts, and Alex Cross. Alex Cross specifically defended the UCW Universal Championship. And in his match, he threw his opponent into the referee in order to get disqualified and retain his title. Even back then, he understood what it meant to be a champion, to hold onto that belt, no matter how unpopular the decision. And I learned from him, and I studied from him. I was a student of Alex Cross, and all I wanted to do was be like him. Fast forward to BXW presents the Paul Kunkel Memorial 2 in June of 2011. 3 years later, I finally got to meet the man who inspired me to be just like him. I was already the GBYWN United States Champion. And when I met him, he was just a shell of what he once was. A shell of a man. He went from being the man to being the shit man. Alex Cross was a man who laughed at the audience as they yelled, "Die, Warren, die! Die, Warren, die!" because he knew that he would never die. And there he was at the end of his career. I had discovered that the student had become the teacher. So what did I do? I took Alex Cross under my wing, and I made him my right-hand man in the radical movement. And then we started winning again. Alex Cross started to get back on the winning track. And I kept pushing him to his very limits, making him that warrior, that champion he once was. Fast forward to PKM 3. BXW Paul Kunkel Memorial 3. May of 2012. I took him to the back and I flat out told him he couldn't beat Benjamin right back. He had a retirement match. If he lost, he would retire. I flat out told him he couldn't do it. And he believed that that was what I thought about him. And it fueled him. Just like those people in the past yelling, "Die, Warren, die," my disapproval fueled him. And he was victorious against Benjamin right back. And I really believed that the Alex Cross, former UCW Universal Champion, former New Era Champion, was back. Lo and behold, the very next day, I get my royal ass kicked by Sick Rick, so I issue an open challenge to make up for it. Defeating Sick Rick made me the GBYWN Executive Shareholder, a position of power that can make any match they choose, and I chose an open, invitational, three-way dance. Who on earth accepted my challenge? Why, Marcus Centofonte and Robbie Roberts, two of the three men from this very show, UCW, challenging me. And suddenly everything went full circle. Now, after nearly being killed by Sick Rick, being pummeled by Robbie Roberts, Marcus Centofonte claimed to have defeated me for the BBW World Championship. And I went right back to my roots of UCW Honor Survives. I went on that mic and told the world that the title was not on the line, that I was clutching onto that belt for dear life, because that's what a real champion does. That's what Alex Cross would have done. And the last thing I ever would have expected happened. Alex Cross himself got into that ring and sided with Marcus Centofonte. I tried to slap some sense into him, and then he attacked me. See, Alex Cross, this is usually the part where we become hated enemies and we fight to the bitter end in some bloody feud. But I still have hope for you, Alex Cross. I've taught you this much. I've gone with you this far. I'm not giving up on you yet. You're a little misguided. That's okay. Just know that the next time you step into a ring, you step on a base, your lessons aren't over yet. And my radical movement has a lot to teach you. And someday, maybe you'll become that great warrior yet again, that great champion I believed you were. And you will thank me. But until then, Alex Cross, you're just gonna have to deal with it!